It was a unique partnership to help curb domestic violence, but it's no more.
Now there's a renewed effort to revive the program, and News 3's Marc Lovicott is here to explain. Mark.
Yeah, Eric and Susan, this program is called LEAP, Law Enforcement Advocate Partnership, and it's just that, a partnership with police and domestic abuse intervention services. Stimulus funding got it started here. Now more funding is needed to restart the potentially life-saving program. These are stories and images that sadly we share too often. Domestic violence, even murders, higher than ever before.
Victims tend to have better outcomes when they're connected to a program like DAYS.
Shannon Berry and her team from Domestic Abuse Intervention Services fights for victims to get the help they need, and they think they found a home run.
And it was based on a model that's out of Milwaukee County.
It's called LEAP, a pilot program that ended last year, and DAYS worked with law enforcement in Madison's South District to directly reach out to victims after a domestic incident, instead of waiting for the victim to make the phone call.
What we were finding was that victims weren't calling us because oftentimes law enforcement officers were giving that phone number to them in the midst of this very traumatic response.
Over 40% of the people that victims that DAYS contacted, they were actually able to provide them with some level of services. Sometimes that it went all the way up to emergency shelter.
The LEAP pilot was successful, but the funding ran out. This city resolution supports the LEAP initiative and directs the mayor's office to try and find $90,000 in funding so the program can start again and expand. Barry says it's possible this program has already saved lives.
Less than 4% of domestic violence homicide victims had ever been connected to an advocacy program. So we know that we're doing homicide prevention services, and if we can connect those folks to us through whatever means necessary, then we're more likely to improve their safety.
$90,000 is what they're looking for. That would fund the program for 18 months. The hope after that would be to expand the project even further citywide, and that's about the time that the new Domestic Abuse Intervention Services facility would be built and operational, and then they would actually have room for 2 staffers to work with Madison Police on this program, again, as long as the funding still exists for it.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Marc Lovicott reporting. Thanks, Mark.
You bet.